when you make your first character and come in, there's a couple of things
You
you
find yourself waking on a shore of flotsam. Memories of a large white dragon striking your ship come flooding back.
All right, so you want to talk to him, he's going to follow up, and then we'll do the next set.
If what the
Follow me.
halfling said was true, no one but you made it to the island alive.
Follow me.
It may be worth following this rogue. For now.
Now, I'm a drow. Rapier and longswords are my preferred basic start weapon. I could pick and use any of them, but I'll get a penalty for using that weapon. Okay. So the first thing we're going to
Go
take
ahead.
is the longsword.
Give it a few swings.
The longsword does a bit more damage than the rapier. Alright. So now over here, we're getting all of our... these are all of our hints. Drag this down here. Boom.
As you take hold of the weapon, feeling its balance, you can't help but notice this Jeets has more he wants to say.
Now here, by moving this here, this is my weapon sets. You'll notice on some of my other characters as we go, I may have 3 or 4 different weapon sets running, depending on what I want to use. So the first thing I'm going to do is move my weapon set into here. And if I had a second weapon, I would drag it over the first one. Then I need to set a hotkey for that. Excuse me. And set up my hotbar. You'll notice every character can search. Only specialized characters can pick locks. And again, that's normally why I would go with my ranger first, because that gives me access to heavier armor and so on. Then I would do a rogue, and when I go to level 2 I would do a rogue, which opens up all of my lock picking abilities, search and all of that. And then my third level I would pick a drow, or I'd pick my warlock, and then I would just continue leveling my warlock all the way up. As we're just building a character, we don't need to worry about all of that. But so once I've got my character here, I want to hit my escape key and go to options. Here in options you have a lot of different things. Graphics, advanced graphics. The thing you want to look at is your audio. Adjust your volumes. I want my Dungeon Master to be slightly above my ambient sound. My combat sound slightly below my ambient sound. My sound effects above all the others. Come on, hand. And then of course my basic volume will be equal to my sound effects. That didn't do anything right, did it? The next we want to look at UI settings. Here you can do a lot of stuff. A couple of things I like to do is I have show guild members. We have a shortcut bar for hirelings. We have where they will show the banners. Quest item drop confirmations. Allow cursor. This one here is the one we want to do, which is show network status. By showing network status, I can check my ping and everything. Don't show hints. You can turn this back on later if you want. Here we're going to accept party request, blah blah. Accept challenge request. I'm just going to turn that off. I'm not here to do PvP. I'm here to play Dungeons and Dragons, which is a group or solo orientation. I'm not running around trying to, hey, my level 20 character can beat your level 1 character. Ha 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 ha. I don't need that kind of griefing. Show overhead name, show caption. Auto target breakables. I do not want to do that because if I'm in the middle of a fight, if I have that turned on, it's going to want to smash stuff even if something's beating up on me. So I want to undo that one. We want comparison tooltips. We want breakable names. Auto targets. You're getting the idea here, right? Another thing that I do with mine, show portrait on vitals bars. I don't need that. One, I know what I look like. Two, I know what that box looks like. Okay? If I click on him, I know what he looks like. I don't need to see that stuff. See? And that saves me a lot of space right here as well. The rest of this you can play with on your own. It's not really too relevant initially playing unless you're like in a large group or something. Gameplay. Again, you're going to have to go through these and decide what you want to use and not use. I like having detailed chest information. And we'll leave that one at that. Your mouse, of course. And then your key mapping. I would suggest leaving the key mapping at default for the time being. Okay. And do as you will. Once that's done, we could, at this point, before we go on to the next phase with him, smash these, and what they're going to do is give us healing potions, anything like that. Okay. We cannot go any higher up. This guy is blocking us. And the way to get him out of the way is we talk to him.
Selimus is at the grotto. Tell her to keep her knickers on.
Alright.
Selimus is in the grotto. I shall show you the way.
Now, at this point, what we can do is we can actually farm. You're not going to farm a lot, but as a beginning player, doing a couple of rounds of this,
This is all from Dragon Wrecked
could really
ships,
help you.
like yours.
especially for things like gathering healing potions and stuff. Getting a lot of money this time.
Go ahead and look around. I'm here when you're ready to go to Selimus.
To pick up items, you have to put your mouse over it. You get a little hand icon and you can pick it up. Sometimes stuff would like fall through the stone or be caught underneath the box frame and stuff. And it does not happen often, but there'll be times to where like the money would drop underneath, and because I can't target it even though I can see it, because it's below the plane level, I can't pick it up. So don't beat yourself silly when that
Here we are.
happens.
Go inside and speak with Selimus. I'll wait here for Jeets.
Now, if you wanted to at this point, I could log off, and when I relog back in, I don't even have to go down there. Let me log off and relog back in. You'll notice when I relog back in, he's gone. I could continue on, or what I can do is go back down here. And that's not going to let me do that. So we're just going to see here. Now we've got some healing potions. And you can just keep doing this if, you know, if you don't mind, if you're one of those people that does not mind grinding, you could do this and build yourself up a good little nest egg of coin and healing potions.
Selimus is in the grotto. I shall show you the way. So now at this point we have a little bit of money and we have healing potions. What I'm going to do is drag that down and put that onto my hotbar. The problem with the inventory and this thing is if I use something, like if I was to pull in a different weapon, okay? It won't even let me use those. There we go. You'll notice even if I put my sword up here, this will not swap. Okay? You see? So your stuff is never locked into place. This is a game that requires a bit of attention to inventory detail and storage. Alright? So that's how that works. And at that point, you begin your quest. This is the basics, the very, very basics of character generation or creation. And you can play with that. As you can always go in. Yeah, I think at a beginning player, you can have up to 3 characters. So you have plenty to play, delete, and so on, until you find what you want to play with. The game technically, yes, is free to play. They do have a store. The store is not just cosmetic. You could ramp your character up really high. I would not do it in the beginning, but once you decide what character that you want, you could then go to the store, and there's at least one item I suggest that you buy. That's not what I'm looking for, people. Where would we find those? Would it be character? These are your augments. And there's one here in the yellow augments. Oh, where are you? Oh, I'm not a high enough level yet. It will only show me what's available for my level. But there is a topaz of water breathing. You'll want to grab that and put that into a cloak or something as soon as possible. It will really save you a lot of hassles, spending for potions, mana use for casting water breathing spells, all of that, by simply just getting that thing and putting it on. Okay? The other thing that I would suggest as soon as you can find one is go to the auction house and get yourself preferably something that you can wear that has a yellow augment slot and allows automatic featherfall. Those 2 items, a water breathing gem and an item for featherfall, is going to save you a lot of not only time and so on, but just a lot of frustration. So that's it on character creation, and let's move on into your first quest, which is leaving the starter area.